For centuries, the world has been told that every single letter of the Quran has remained unchanged since the time of Muhammad. It is called the miracle of preservation. But in recent years, leading Islamic scholars have admitted to holes in the narrative. What happens when we apply the same rigorous manuscript science to the Quran that we use for the Bible? Today, we are going beyond theology and into the high-stakes world of ancient carbon dating and palimpsests. This discovery might change everything you thought you knew about the history of the East. Welcome to Kingdom Apologist. Our mission is to build a reasoned faith through evidence and logic. Usually, we talk about the 5,800 Greek manuscripts of the New Testament, but today, we are turning the lens. In this deep dive, we are investigating the Sana'a manuscripts, the Birmingham Fragment, and the 1924 Cairo Edition. By the end of this video, you will understand the technical difference between textual variants and different versions, and you'll see why the historical record tells a much more complex story than the traditional one. If you've ever been told the Quran is 100% identical across the world, this video is for you. The traditional blueprint of Islamic history tells us that Caliph Uthman standardized the Quran roughly 20 years after Muhammad's death, burning all variant copies to ensure one perfect text. For 1,400 years, this was the undisputed narrative. However, modern textual criticism has found a loop. In 1972, during the restoration of the Great Mosque of Sana'a, workers found a paper graveyard, thousands of parchment fragments. Among them was the Sana'a Palimpsest. A palimpsest is a parchment where the original text was washed off so a new text could be written over it. Using ultraviolet photography, researchers revealed the lower text. The shock: the lower text doesn't match the standard Quran we have today. You may have seen headlines about the Birmingham Quran, carbon dated to a time that might actually predate Muhammad's prophetic mission. While some see this as proof of preservation, textual scholars see a problem. The Birmingham Fragment is just 2 leaves. It matches the modern text, but it doesn't represent the whole Quran. When we look at the hundreds of other early manuscripts, like the Samarkand or Topkapi codices, we find they date much later and contain significant orthographic changes. If the Bible is criticized for having 400,000 variants, mostly spelling and word order, we must be honest. The early Quranic manuscripts show their own evolution of script, vowels, and diacritical marks. Here is the pattern interrupt most people don't know. The Quran you buy at a bookstore today is largely based on the 1924 Royal Cairo Edition. Before 1924, there were multiple qirat, or readings of the Quran, Hafs, Warsh, Kalun, etc., that have different words with different meanings. In 1924, a committee at Al-Azhar University chose the Hafs reading and effectively standardized it for the modern world. But this wasn't a discovery of the original. It was a modern administrative choice. When apologists claim not a letter has changed, they are often referring to the 1924 edition, not the thousands of variant manuscripts currently sitting in museums. Why does this matter for a Christian apologist? Because the Bible's history is transparent. We don't hide the variants. We list them in the footnotes of every Bible. We have thousands of manuscripts that allow us to triangulate the original text with 99.5% accuracy. The holes in the narrative regarding the Quran show that the claim of perfect preservation is a theological dogma, not a historical fact. When we compare the two, the Bible stands as the most historically verifiable document of antiquity, not because it was protected from history, but because it survived history and left a paper trail we can all see. Building a reasoned faith means following the evidence, even when it's uncomfortable. If you found this historical investigation eye-opening, please like this video and subscribe to Kingdom Apologist. We release these deep dives every week to help you understand the truth of our faith. Had you heard of the Sana'a Palimpsest before today? Let's talk about the evidence in the comments below. Keep it respectful and evidence-based.